All right, friends, welcome back to the channel. Bo.
Kyle.
And we are at our warehouse.
Yep, so it's really exciting. We're actually working on a project with the Detroit Tigers, our baseball team here in Detroit, and we got a bunch of stuff from their place. So we're gonna show you us going over there to the stadium and getting it, and then we'll go through all the materials back here at our warehouse.
Because a new collection is coming real soon. About to run on the grass. A few weeks ago, we had the honor of touring Comerica Park to scout materials for a collaboration with the Detroit Tigers.
This is the rival tunnel for the players, which is pretty sick.
And just in time for the 25th anniversary of Comerica Park. As designers, we live for projects like this. Walking the stadium, getting behind the scenes look, and meeting the staff. You can really feel the pride and energy. Over the years, we've reimagined wild materials across Detroit, and this one was no different. We got our hands on outfield cushions, old vinyl banners, and even pieces of acrylic signage. The challenge? Turn it into something new. Because if we don't ask, what could this be, these pieces of Detroit history might be lost. We couldn't be more excited to team up with a legendary brand like the Tigers, and we can't wait to show you what we come up with. All right, so we got a lot of really cool things from the Tigers Stadium.
Comerica Park.
At Comerica Park, and we're gonna walk through the materials before we start breaking it down to build out this collection.
We got a ton of the backstops, which are like in the outfield, lining the wall. Most of them are this green color, which is kind of like nice because that's like what the stadium is mainly primarily. And there's some bits that are like obviously some logos on it, which I don't know what we're gonna do with that per se. But yeah, we have lots of it. I mean, it's all back here too. So the other bit about this is that we're gonna have a ton of this really nice hard foam, so we can do some upholstered stuff. What do you think?
I have no idea. So when I immediately see the foam, I'm thinking we remake benches. I think that'd be really cool, use the same fabric, but then we add our take.
You don't have to use the fabric. We can just, I wanna pull all this apart and just be like, we got foam, we got plywood.
You asked me what I wanted to do, and now you're saying, what I would do is I would take the foam, I would take the fabric, because I do think the green is cool, and I would remake a bench, but the base of it will be wood that we salvage and rebuild.
From somewhere else.
From somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it.
The only thing about this too is we have a lot of it. So all these are bigger panels. So I know that like when we first started this business, we were making home decor, like small items. So we just did an inventory. I don't think we've made a bottle opener in like 3 years or 4 years. We have 120 Woodward Throwbacks bottle opener hardwares left. So
the actual opener.
So we're gonna make 120 of them out of this green material because we have so much of it. And it'll have a little name tag on it. So that's one thing for certain. But I know you were talking about a mirror too, which I think would be really cool.
Another idea that I have for the green and the foam is I think it would be really cool to do a wall length mirror. Every single time we do a collection, we've tried to incorporate mirrors. Like we did a collection using a whole bunch of wood that came from the historic building, the Michigan Central train station, and we made small mirrors, floor length mirrors, and they like sell out all the time. And so I actually think that this could be really cool because this will be our first time using a different material instead of just wood. So I don't know what you think.
That's not true. We did mirrors that were metal. We've done stone mirrors, but this would be the first time doing a foam padded
Damn,
mirror.
I'm a liar.
You're just not. You're not thinking about all this. We've been doing this for a long time. So some like stadium seat caps. They're adjustable. Unfortunately, it seems like they handpicked the worst ones there because there was hundreds of them. But it's cool. It's got the tiger with the bat on it. Obviously, we'll remake these into some sort of seats or benches. Be a small one. It's just fun with these collections. Like we're gonna have 3 pieces out of this, and that's it. Like the green stuff, yeah, there'll be a lot of that, but some of these things would be very limited. So.
And that's what makes it so cool about it.
Yeah. Get it while it's here.
Oh, that's a tiger.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Holding a mitt.
No, it's holding a bat.
Holding a bat, whatever.
Like baseball. Bo loves sports, if you haven't learned by now.
I do.
Big sports fan over here.
Huge sports fan.
All right, one other thing I noticed over here, more of the green stuff. All right, this is interesting. So this is the carpet that, where was this, in the offices? In the lobbies? We saw it in the stadium.
The lobby.
Yeah, so it's their Old English D is like their most iconic logo. And yeah, there's like a repeating pattern roll of carpet. We still don't know.
Yeah, what do you want to do with this, Kyle?
I mean, honestly, I was kind of thinking mirrors again too, like framing these sections and doing like a oak cap on it. But other than that, like it's not super wide, so there's not a whole lot. Like we have to do things that are skinnier. Obviously, we could just frame some sections too, just for art, but I think that's a little bit, that's not exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think mirrors probably the ease.
Let's just say this material is TBD.
But it definitely is TBD.
So we're currently in our back storage room where we have the rest of the material. And we're gonna walk through and see what we can brainstorm for this collection.
Another thing that we forgot to mention about this collection, the reason why we're doing it, Comerica Park is the new stadium. Well, new. It's 25 years old this summer.
So exciting.
So we are doing the launch kind of as a commemoration of that. And we're getting a bunch of old wayfinding sign for there. But we've done a lot of custom cabinets and bars and stuff out of old signs. So some of the stuff's gonna be like pretty easy. Like this is a one-off, probably bar cart type situation. You know, there's other things in here too, where we have these street banners. And there's a bunch of them. These are in front of the stadium for the last couple of years or so. Obviously, they're kind of loud. We wouldn't use them in all in one piece, but we're thinking about opening these up and maybe laminating them and cropping them out for different cabinet cases or something. What are we thinking, Bo?
So for starters, this is made out of vinyl. And again, we don't really work with a lot of vinyl unless we do a little bit of lamination. So the whole idea is to pop out all of these seams, open it, and then we're just gonna start experimenting, seeing how this material can be laminated onto wood so we can build with it.
But we have a bunch of these banners too. I mean, we got probably 15, 20 banners. So, yeah. And there's good sections too. Like I like, you know, I got the 313 with the Spirit of Detroit, some logos, some other Detroit, like there's so many good areas that you can crop out of here.
Yeah, it is very,
Joe Louis.
It is very loud. So I think that is going to be our challenge is how can we design a piece that is still fun and funky, but can also just be a statement in the home, but just not feel out of place.
And not reserved to the man cave. I think when you crop it out, it'll be less loud.
All right, so these are the signs that Kyle was talking about. Unfortunately, the best ones, we only have a few. But I think this one is really cool. That's
your favorite one?
Yeah. So this one says smoke free for facility. So the whole concept of this is that we're just gonna get really fun and funky and make some really cool beer cabinets, kind of playing around with these signs.
Yeah, like there's nothing like crazy amazing here. And they're not super old, but
like I wish we had more of these. I love the color.
Yeah, some of the colors are good.
Yeah.
These are magnets. I kind of like these ones just because it's like the colors are good. It's just the simple Old English D logo. And we have 5 of them. So do a small collection of 5 is nice.
All right, so Kyle is grabbing some more of the items that we had salvaged from Comerica Park. And I'm about to meet him upstairs in the warehouse. One of the things that I am really excited to start designing and building with this collection is these ultra large flags from all of like the World Series championships. Again, can you tell that I'm like not into sports? I don't really know all of the terminology, but these flags are so big, the colors are great. And so yeah, we're gonna open them up because I've only seen them opened for like 2.5 seconds. I lied, it's down here. So we are in our warehouse, not the workshop, which is on the 2nd floor. I'm gonna show you these awesome flags. So what did that say? World Championship.
Champs. 1945, I believe is what it says.
1945.
So we have quite a few of these from the stadium. All the years they won the World Series, as well as a few logo ones. And we're just gonna be selling these as is. We're gonna do some cool backdrop stuff with it at the party.
So we're not tearing this apart?
No.
Never mind. That was like the one thing that I was really excited to like play with.
No. It's like, I think people would disown you if you tear these apart.
Would you guys disown me?
Yeah.
So we do have one other thing that we want to show you guys, and I believe that is upstairs. Let's jump at the gun.
Yep.
If you want to give me a little teaser as to what it is.
We're also not tearing it apart.
All right. Where is this? Am I following you?
They're in the office. You know where they're at. I'm Ginger's mess.
Oh, I have seen these.
Yeah. So these are the on-deck circles that they use like before they're batting. They'd be on the field. And these were some commemorative ones for an event they had. Well, yeah, 35th anniversary of the 1984 World Series. And then this one is Alan Trammell number retirement. So yeah, these are pretty special. We'll be selling these as is, but yeah, they're cool rugs. Ginger likes it. What do you think, Bo?
So we have a lot of work to do, but we are ready for the challenge. So definitely keep watching because it's going to be an interesting but really fun one.
Yeah, and then our event party is going to be July 10th here at Woodward Throwbacks. All right, hey guys, we're back at the warehouse here, and we have the material from the Tigers brought upstairs. So we're just going to kind of go through it. We've taken some of it apart, but we have more to take apart, and we still have to figure out what we're going to do with them. So these panels, they said they go on the outfield. They're like just padded so the players don't get hurt on them. All they are is like 3/4 inch plywood with a 2.5 inch like hard foam. Then this green vinyl is wrapped around and stapled. We are gonna use as much of this material as possible. So we have a bunch of small like home decor items like bottle openers and coat hooks and stuff. And we're gonna use all this plywood for like the structure of all those items. So we're gonna use a lot of this material like on the fronts of it. So for like the wall hooks, we're gonna wrap this around the wood, put our hooks on there. We have like these plates that say that we made it, Woodward Throwbacks made it with the Tigers, and it all came out of Comerica Park. Probably trim it all out in some like nice oak so it has like that kind of baseball stadium feel to it, like a little classic look. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna make some padded benches. We might do some armchairs later on. We have some cabinets that we've made in the past that we're gonna use some of this material for, and some of these other banners, which I'll show you in a second. The other thing that I'm thinking of, the one thing that we've done a lot in the past, but we haven't made a lot recently, is do a lot of mirrors. So what I wanna do with some of these is essentially like if we took this center, just removed all of that, keep the foam in here, and then wrap this green material back on it so it looks like it just got punched straight out of there, and this inside is just mirror glass. I think that'd be really interesting. You'll have like these nice plush edges, these rounded edges, and it'll have like a really nice big profiled shape on it. I just think it's gonna be really, really interesting look. I think it's gonna look really good and unique, something I haven't really seen before. Might be hard kind of wrapping these around, making the seams look nice, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So these are some more of the materials. These were the street banners. These were on all the poles outside the stadium. The idea here is that we'll probably just crop out sections of these and use them for like cabinet doors or panels of cabinets. We have a lot of little bar cabinets that we're gonna do. So this will all get, I mean, it's already really busy and loud, so we're gonna crop out little sections of this and mix it with some wood, and I think it'll look really cool. I have an idea of how we're gonna do it right now. It's just more about sizing. So when you're working with like reclaimed materials like this, we are defined by the size that we have, so we have to make it work. We have a standard size that we make a lot of this stuff out of. It just might not work once you start laying this out. So we're gonna figure that out today. Thankfully, it's been prepped to a certain amount, same as some of the green material here. So this is the vinyl that come off of those padded walls. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna sample it today, and we've done it in the past. We'll spray our spray adhesive on this and on some plywood. It's the same stuff you use for like veneered countertops, and we're gonna do a sample to make sure that it adheres correctly. I'm about 95% sure that it will, because we've done it before, but you don't know if it's the same vinyl that we used previously. But we're gonna try to get some of this laminated, and hopefully we'll know by the end of the day if it's gonna work or not, if we're gonna need to buy a different glue or kind of switch gears. But fingers crossed that it works.
All right, so we have a ton of new products. We've been working nonstop to get this Tigers collection completed because our grand launch of this collection is July 10th. So these are actually ball openers as well as wall hooks. And so we are using the vinyl that came from, let's just say the walls. I'm terrible with sports, let's just be honest. But it's the walls that line the actual like playing field. So like, when like they're reaching for the ball and they hit the wall, it's like somewhat potted. I think that's what it is. Anyways, it's really cool. And we're using it in various projects with this collection, this being one of them. But let me give you a sneak peek of how we're using this material in other projects. Follow me. So this is the next sneak peek of what we're making using this really cool green vinyl. I'm making some mirrors, y'all. So this actually has original cushion or padding from the wall. So this mirror has like a lot of like depth to it. Again, still kind of R&Ding with it, but I think it's really funky. And we're also gonna have a couple different sizes. I believe this is our medium size, but I really wanna do like a big size. But yeah, that's it for now. So into the workshop. Kyle's working on a different project, so like ignore him. But this is our next, what's that? You're not working on Tigers things.
Oh, I got other things to think too.
Wait. We're talking Tigers right now.
Well, this is right for the movie.
So this is another sneak of some furniture that's going to be part of this collection. So these are going to be cadenzas, benches, record cubbies, whatever you want to call them. And if you remember, when we're walking through the materials, this is those really cool vinyl pieces that reads Tigers, Detroit. I don't know, it just has a lot of really fun bits of color. So these next steps is we need to add the legs as well as seal these bad boys, but they're pretty much done. And it looks sick. All right. Last but not least, we have some benches. All right, so Kyle just started working on this today. We have a couple benches that he is prototyping, R&Ding. Actually look really cool because he's using not only the same vinyl pieces for the tops of the benches, but he's also using other salvaged wood. I believe these came from church. They're part of church pews. So yeah, I'm not going to show you too much because I want you guys to see the collection when it launches July 10th, but just know that there's benches. And we also have something upstairs. Let's do something else.
There's a bunch on the roof. You haven't seen it yet. So I want to walk up there. I'm not going to surprise you, but they've been up there for a while.
Yeah, so let's go up to the roof and see what Kyle's talking about. All right, so I'm about to take you to a space that you've never seen before. So as you know, our workshop and showroom is an old Dodge dealership. The second floor is where they did a lot of body repairs, but on the third floor, they used to park cars up there. So right now, this ramp is just filled with a ton of projects that we're gonna do in the future. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's go upstairs. Oh yeah, these are cool. We have a whole bunch of outdoor chairs, which are so cool. I actually didn't know that we had this many. Same thing, has that green vinyl, which is definitely a theme. If you guys are looking to spruce up your outdoor situation, I think we got what you need. So we have about 1 week to finish this collection and we're pretty stoked. It's gonna be really fun, and everything, these chairs, the benches, the bottle openers, the really sweet credenza record cubbies, all gonna be available on July 10th. So I hope you guys can make it in person to our party here at Woodward Throwbacks, but then we'll also have everything online. But yeah, wish us luck. We got 1 week. We still got a ton of shit to do.